Welcome to this Tableau Data Server video. The Data Server is a component of both Tableau Server and Tableau Online and provides centralized management of Tableau data extracts and database connections. The Data Server enables IT and other database professionals to define and govern data source connections. These are created in Tableau Desktop, then published to Tableau Server or online. Once published, the data connection can be easily accessed by business users in Tableau Desktop who may not be familiar with the data structure and joins needed to perform their analysis. Tableau Desktop users authenticate into Tableau Server or Tableau Online and have access to the published data connections that they have permission to leverage. When the user is connected to a published data source, the queries will be executed on the server rather than the desktop, so there is no need to manage the database drivers on the client machine. All workbooks connected to the shared data connection will be automatically updated when changes are made to the master metadata model, acting as a single source of truth. Let's get started in the role of a data steward. For this training, I'm going to connect into a Microsoft SQL Server database. Feel free to use whichever on-premises data connection you need for your analysis. One important note is multidimensional or cube data sources do not support pass-through connections through Data Server. These sources would need to be used locally in Tableau Desktop. My data connection uses the Superstore database. To connect, simply drag and drop a table into the Visual Data Connection window. We might also choose to join the returns table as a left join. If you're publishing your data connection to Tableau Server, you can maintain a live connection or choose to extract the data. If the on-premises database connection is going to be published to Tableau Online, select Extract. It is important to understand that data server sources published to Tableau Online do not have the same extract refresh capabilities as Tableau Server. To update these sources, you can refresh the data locally in Tableau Desktop and republish the refreshed data, or automate the process using the Tableau Data Extract command line utility. For more information, refer to the videos on the Tableau Online Data Sync. Let's click Go to Worksheet. Tableau has connected and read the field names and data types from our data connection. Depending on the data type, fields will be classified as measure and dimensions. Now we can manipulate the master metadata model the business users will connect to. Let's rename Customer Segment to Product Segment. This could be useful if you have unfamiliar naming conventions and you want to make it easier for a business user to understand the fields that are available. Let's click OK. We also have a field in our data connection called Status. The status field returns returned from the returns table, but because of the left join to the orders table, if an order was not returned, it will be displayed as null. So we can right-click and choose to edit aliases. As you can see, that null field we want to change to be not returned. And we'll click OK. We might also want to create business metrics that other users can leverage. We can simply choose to right-click and choose Create a Calculated Field. Let's create a quick profit ratio. We want to look at the sum of profit divided by sum of sales, and click OK. Since we're setting up this data model for business users and we're using a live connection, it might be a good idea to test query performance by simply dragging out a few fields. We'll look at sales by product category and product subcategory. We can easily sort this information by clicking the one-click sort button. And we see we have some small items called pens and art supplies and rubber bands that we might want to group up to a higher level. So we can multi-select by holding down the Shift key and group these small items together. And then we can right-click and choose to edit the alias. Once again, editing aliases changes the way that Tableau will represent this data to the business user. So we're going to call this Desk Supplies. Now our grouped field is available in our data model, and we can drag and drop it on top of product category to create a quick hierarchy. This would allow business users to easily drill down into information very quickly. We can even implement row-level data security in the data source with the use of user filters. Please see the data security video for more information on this topic. Now that we have created this data model, we want to publish it to Tableau Server or Tableau Online. So let's right-click the data connection and choose Publish to Server. I'm going to publish to my local Tableau server. If you're using Tableau Online, the server will be online.tableau.com. And your username will be your email address and your password that you use for your Tableau Online account. We'll go ahead and click Sign In, and now we can see that we're going to publish this data connection into the default project folder. We can also add permissions on which groups and users can connect or edit this data source. Click Publish to publish the data connection. The data connection is now successfully published to Tableau Server. Now we are going to create a new workbook as a business user and connect to that shared data model. Let's open up a new workbook. And when they connect to data, they'll be using the Tableau Server data connection. They're going to authenticate into Tableau Server or Tableau Online using their credentials and see the list of shared data connections that are available to them. A published data source could also be used with web authoring. For more information, please refer to that video. Let's go ahead and connect to our Orders Superstore. Notice that the connection icon has changed, with a little indicator to show that it is a data server data source. Users won't be able to edit the centralized data model. For example, I can't remove levels of a hierarchy or delete a calculation, but I can extend the metadata as needed to accomplish my analysis. Let's look at sales by our product category group and drill down into our product subcategory. And this is the view that I wanted to publish to the Tableau server. So we'll go to Publish Workbook. I'm just simply going to publish. Now you'll notice that I have my workbook published to the Tableau server that leverages that shared data source. Now let's see what happens when the master metadata model gets updated. I'm going to go back into the original workbook and edit that model. So now we want to maybe group paper and envelopes. So we'll edit that group and edit the alias, and we'll call that our paper supplies. Now that I've made that change, I need to overwrite the existing model in Tableau Server. So we can right-click and choose to Publish to Server. We have the same data connection, so we'll overwrite when we click Publish. Once we overwrite that data model, that shared data source is going to be updated. So now if we go back into Tableau Server as a user and refresh, you'll now notice that we now have our paper supplies and we're reflected the changes from that master metadata model. Publishing data connections to Tableau Server or online provides an easy access point to data from lots of different sources and presents a single version of the truth that can be leveraged by many Tableau desktop users. Updates to the shared data model automatically populate to all of the workbooks that use that source. Thank you for watching this data server training video. We invite you to continue with the on-demand training videos to learn more about using Tableau.